Good evening, colleagues. Welcome to today's PESP NAC National Arts Council PESP 6 funding seminar. My name is Mr. Romeo Ramadua. I'm the president of the South African Arts and Culture Youth Forum, where I'm also specializing with the funding and fundraising in the organization. So I'm not alone here today. I'm joined by our National Coordinator, Mr. Baledi Machaka, who will also be assisting us in terms of managing this meeting and also in terms of dealing with some of the issues regarding the issues of funding, as he's also dealing with that aspect. We also want to introduce one of the leaders who's also an expert in funding, who will be working alongside me today, Mr. Thami AkaMbongo, a well-respected theater practitioner, an arts activist and actor, who will also be sharing insights into the funding seminar. So the reason we're doing this, colleagues, is because, as you are aware that, for those who are not aware, the National Arts Council, they've taken very long this year to announce the funding call, which resulted in us going to do a sit-in in the NAC. I was part of that. Leader Thami, Ngoma, leader Palisa, leader Mpo, leader Mtetwa, leader Bafana, leader Tsepo, and others, because we felt like it's unacceptable that the funding have not been announced. The funding call has not been announced around this time in September, after 9 months, because we do understand ourselves that issues of funding are very important for allowing artists to be able to work. So that's why we did that sit-in with these leaders that I've just mentioned. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome the chairperson of SAACYF in Gauteng, Leader Bafana, who was championing that particular sitting, as I've indicated. So we're not going to talk too much about politics today, colleagues of the industry. We want to focus this meeting directly in terms of funding, how to help each other access this funding. And can everybody who join the meeting please Zoom? Don't Zoom, and please mute so that we don't disrupt the speakers. Yeah, so the way we have structured this meeting, colleagues, it's going to be very practical, more practical, instead of just talking and presenting. It's going to be practical. So we understand, especially now, we have also taken note that some of the artists after the sit-in are receiving the feedback letters from the NAC due to various reasons. And we've encouraged artists to say, don't just take the letters they are, just go through your system, your GMS, check everything, check if you have attached, check your letters in terms of dates, if they are fine, so that you are sure, because you might find there's an error because the people are also working under pressure. So what we like about this process is that it's a good process because you see the NAC has not started with adjudication. So when they do things at this point, it's great because if you are being declined wrongly, you are able to challenge it and write back to them. I know at some point we also declined. Then we wrote back to the NAC to say, no, but we have attached everything. They check and they realize an error. Then they took the application for the adjudication. So don't be frustrated. Those things are in order. They have not started with the adjudication. They're just working so that they can catch up with the time, which is good for those whose projects will be evaluated and funded. So, colleagues, I also know there's some of the leaders. I saw Leader Mwafrika here, who's also part of the industry leaders. Welcome. So I'm not going to waste any time. I was still going through the process of saying this particular seminar will go in the form of, we're going to be more practical. So we are going to discuss issues of compliance. If we saw our advert, we're going to discuss issues of, let me just check these notes here, 1 minute. Those who are trying to call us when we're in the meeting, they'll forgive us, we'll attend them later. So the meeting will cover the NAC PESP 6 compliance, which we've gone through them. It's a bit different this time around. There will be issues of navigation of the GMS, NAC GMS system, because all the time they always adjust the system according to the funding calls. We'll also deal with the issue of how you put your proposal in the system, because the NAC funding application is different from the MGE, because you don't necessarily put in a proposal, but there's a way you have to put your concept there. Also, we'll look into the issue of the effective proposal drafting, but basically this is going to then engage with those who've got challenges and so on. But the whole point of this process is to help artists to overcome challenges and assist artists to succeed, especially in the PESP call that is coming, because PESP call, it's a call that has got good budgets, and we feel that if we assist each other, people are going to be able to succeed. And also, we've taken a resolution as the SAACYF and SAACYF and the leaders who were in the sitting to say, now that we've got only 3 weeks, we can't waste time. We need to be on the ground, online, physical, and helping artists to want to apply. Because some of the things that people are declaring about, they can be avoided. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to give Leader Thami to go through the process of the adjudication and of the compliance. He's going to speak around compliance. Then when he's done speaking around compliance, then I will then go to the GMS. I think I need to log in here so that when he speaks around compliance, you are able to see these GMS issues that he will be speaking around, because this compliance will go directly in line with the GMS. Let me just log in here quickly so that, yeah. Leader Thami, the floor is yours. Let me try to share this screen first so that we can be on the same page. Yeah. Let me also welcome other leaders of the industry that I might not have seen. So can colleagues see our test screen there?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you, leader.
Okay. Yes,
so
we can
colleagues,
see.
we're going to be very practical. So I don't know, Leader Thami, or perhaps we must start by showing colleagues, but I'm sure colleagues, they know how to log in to register on the GMS and open an account. It's very straightforward. Once you find this NAC.praxis, which is also on the guidelines and on the NAC website and portal, you just have to register and have an account before you can even use this online system to apply. But it's very, very user-friendly because people can also help you from a distance. Yeah, so, but I think let me allow Leader Thami to take the stage. You're welcome, Leader. You can take the stage.
Thank you very much, President Romeo, and also thanks to the leadership of SAACYF for always organizing these sessions, you understand, because I think they are very important to assist the industry, And I like what you said in the beginning, Ukuti. In this platform, it's a totally different engagement. It's not about politics. It's not about who's right, who's wrong, but the mission of this, you understand, is to assist artists to understand the processes and also how to apply. Because bear in mind, amongst the attendees are the people that have applied, and there are people that have never applied, and it's going to be their first time to apply. There are those that have been applying and have been rejected. There are those that used to get, and we understand that they are rejected. Yeah, but so it's a mixture. So I think our presentation will make a balance. And you also mentioned something about the rejection letters that are given to people. So NAC, let me start. The process of adjudication is divided into two processes. The first stage is the stage whereby when you send the application, it goes into the NAC administration. It does not go to the panel adjudication, the people that will look at the proposal. And their job is to go through the section 1, which is the compliance documents, to see if everything is in order before they take it into the adjudication panel. Like I'll make a typical example. If they feel maybe the ID copy that you've submitted, it's outdated, and then automatically they disqualify you and your application does not go into the adjudication panel. Or let's say you've got a reference letter that is not dated or signed, and then it means your application won't go through to the panel. That's why the president in the beginning, he was saying the NAC hasn't started, because this process of adjudication of compliance, it's done by NAC before even the adjudication panel comes in. And President, I was looking at the agenda. Maybe we need to think about, you understand, how we are dealing today. But on my side, I'm going, as you said, focus on the compliance. And maybe later on, President and the leadership of SAACYF, you can decide, maybe for today, do we go into making sure many artists are clear in terms of compliance, are clear, as President, you are saying, to navigate, you understand? Because I feel, as an industry, we also need to spend some quality time on these compliance issues. And I think maybe my presentation will cover quite a lot of those things, but maybe let's see how it goes. And then maybe earlier on next week, we understand, even Monday or something, we can have a detailed one where we go step by step, but I'll be guided by you. So let me start by saying, one of the advice that I always give many people that are applying, because I do assist quite a number of people in applying, I always say you need to apply if there is an opportunity of you applying as an individual and also applying as an organization for two separate projects. It gives you a chance, you understand, of more chance. I'll make a typical example. In the one that recently, the one that we are receiving a rejection letter, I applied for a project as an individual, which is maybe a capacity building, and I applied a theater project with a new company that we just started, we understand. And today, the new company that started received the rejection letter. But the one that I've applied as an individual, which is totally different, it has not been, I haven't received a rejection letter. So because also in the guideline, in the advert, it will say that only an application will be supported from both natural person, which is an individual, and an organization. So I always encourage abantu to get more chances. We understand that it's quite tricky when you just apply with only one project, whether it's an individual or organization. It's not giving you more chances of getting the funding. But maybe I will elaborate later on that. It's something that is allowed. It's not against the law. It's not criminal. You understand that you are giving yourself more chances of receiving the funding, because when one is not successfully, and then you can hope on the other one. So when the NAC makes call, there are two important.
No, the agenda, obviously, we're going to go through the guidelines as it is, all the whole guideline. And then we're also going to go through the GMS. In terms of the GMS, we'll be doing a live application which I will do, which I have prepared. Yeah, so
Okay.
I think because now the GMS itself is start with compliance. That's why you coming at the compliance stage. Then after you are done, I'll quickly go through the guidelines. Then after we're done with the guidelines, then we work through the compliance, where also there will be an application process. We'll be going through it in a form of applying, sort of, in a way. Thank you.
Perfect, President. Thank you very much. That's why I love SAACYF. SAACYF is very practical, regardless of how many people trying to criticize. So when NAC makes this call, there are two important documents that most people, even those who are having experience, don't usually go through. The first one is the document that will say NAC Advert. And then the second one, it will be the one that goes in terms of guidelines. Let me make a typical example with the one that says NAC Advert. In the NAC Advert, it will tell you what kinds of projects that are supported. Obviously, the NAC is dealing with 7 disciplines, right? You can be in craft, you can be in dance, you can be in literature, you can do multidiscipline, which is a mixture of everything. You can be music, you can in visual art, you can be in theater. President, I've noted something here, maybe we will deal with later. The NAC, in the NAC Advert, since they are very strict when it comes to compliance, on their advert, they've just mentioned musical theater and not mentioned theater. We understand that because it's supposed to be the other way around. It's supposed to be theater because musical theater falls under theater. So maybe that's a mistake on their side. Instead of saying musical theater, they needed to say theater because also in all the documents of the NAC, it will have that 7 thing. It's just one slight compliance because they has Utibatanda Upanisha artists. And then the very interesting thing that they've done now in their advert, they are saying what kinds of project that they will support, what kind of project they will support, and they've done a list in this NAC advert to saying Uguti, it could be a creation, it could be a composition, it could be workshops, it could be showcases, it could be exhibition, it could be script writing. This one, it was kind of new for me. I didn't pick up in the previous one. And also they are mentioning residencies, they are mentioning performances and other art-related activities. So it already gives you a sense of what kind of projects that you can apply for in this NAC. And then another important thing that a lot of people are missing, President, when they apply, NAC, just like any other funding bodies, they've got the areas that they specialize. I'm always looking for this one because you will find there's a shortage. It says in the advert, right? Applicant presenting content and offering training in South African indigenous art forms and intellectual property are encouraged to apply. Because here, the NAC or the funder is giving us a guidance. There is a shortage of applications that are teaching people about intellectual property, maybe under capacity building. They are desperate looking for that. There is a need for training in South African indigenous art form. We understand we should take that also, we understand as a guidance. NAC is telling us something. And then, President, when you open to the GMS, it will take you straight into, there are different sections in the application process. There are about 5 sections, right? The section 1, which is the compliance document, whereby you load all the documents that are needed. This is where most of the people get disqualified. And just like as President saying, the NAC has made some adjustment. So those who have applied in the past, they mustn't go to the GMS with Ingondo to say, I already know. There are adjustments that are already made, and we're going to look at that. We understand that. So in section 1, they've asked a full CV of individual. We understand, or 2 full CVs of organization members, whether the lead and someone in the office. And please note the difference of the language. They are not asking for a biography. They are not asking for a profile. They are asking for a full CV. And I know there are big differences, and a lot of people might have a different view. A full CV will be a full CV that gives a sense of, obviously, a CV artist is totally different with the CV yomntu ngathi uyocela umsebenzi kwa ShopRite, because your CV as an artist should be showing your activities that you are involved in the industry. We understand, especially, I want to emphasize this thing, especially on the field that you are applying. Let's say, for example, you are applying for capacity building. In your CV, in your full CV, at least there must be a way that we see, Uguti, you've got experience of running capacity building programs. Let's say you're applying to run a festival. In your CV, you understand, there must be something that will show, Uguti, you've got an experience of working in the festival environment. Or if you are writing a theater production, as a writer, we understand that at least in your CV, it must show, Uguti, you've got an experience. And I know this because Nati, it also affects us regardless. Like, for example, I'm an actor by profession. The full CV that I have when I want to apply for arts administration position, it's totally different to the CV that I submit as an actor, because my CV as an actor just focus on my acting thing. There's nothing about writing, there's nothing about directing, there's nothing about positions that I've held, you understand? There's nothing about too much education in arts. So I want to emphasize this thing. Please look at your CVs and make sure it's not a biography. It's not a profile. It's not just an actor CV. We understand it's a full CV. And also in your CV, make sure it covers the areas that you want to apply the project, so that they truly understand, this one is an artist. I mustn't assume just because I'm Thami or I'm Romeo, they will know my specialties. The CV needs to be a passing point, you understand, for me, but okay, in the passing. And then the second one that they always ask in terms of the compliance, it's a certified ID. We understand for individual, and then for organization, they will want a lead applicant and also one of office bearers. And this one, they specify, Yokuti, your CV must not be later than 12 months. In the past, I, as Thami, regardless of the experience that I've had with applying for the NAC, I have made some silly mistake whereby I upload an older one. I personally have done that. We understand. Hence, now the new strategy, I will say, for each and every call, if it means I must go to the police station and update and do the most recent ones to be safe. We understand that I do that. So I will encourage you to make sure, as much as Baniga is 12 months, the sooner the better, so that clean. And then the third one is the one that they ask about the previous work. I said in the beginning in the CV, if you are doing capacity building workshop, in your previous work, surely there should be workshops whereby you were part of running workshops or you were doing something. If you are applying for a festival, if you've done other festivals, surely in the previous work, we should see that. If you are applying for a theater, we should see the work that previously you have done, you understand, in that field, so that they see, Uguti, the CV that this person has uploaded, it speaks also in terms of the experience of what they do. Obviously, there are those who are arts administrators. You understand that maybe in your CV, you will show the projects that you've been part of. You understand? And then same applies in that thing. In the previous work, you don't have to put one picture, another picture, and you can make a nice collage of the thing, combine pictures, you understand? And they've also specified here, Uguti, wherever possible, previous work should be dated. I will make a typical example. If I was part of a previous festival, a festival that was happening last year, I can put together the pictures from that festival and mark, Uguti, this is Imbewu Cultural Festival happening on this date, you understand? So that they get a sense, Uguti, this person has been involved in the industry. Some people are just putting the dates and not checking Uguti. They are asking wherever possible, please state Uguti date, when was this activity, so that the adjudicators can have a sense. And then another document that they will want, it's a proof of bank account. Obviously, a proof of bank account, nowadays, you can even source it online, or others, they go to the bank and ask the bank and a senator to generate that letter. As long as that proof of bank in the name of account holder, let's say, because in the past, it has happened with some people, they will put the account and not put their account. That's automatically disqualification on its own. Because I can't apply as a Thami AkaMbongo and then defake a bank account ka sipose to Mbongo. We understand that because you are calling a disaster for yourself. So if I've applied as Thamsanqa Howell Mbongo, and in the application, I don't make a mistake and say I'm going to apply as Thami AkaMbongo Manzana. That's my stage name. That's not my real name. My real name is Thamsanqa Howell Mbongo. So that when I insert my copy of the ID, it matches with the name that I've given. You understand that? Because that's a legal name. So sometimes abanye abantu benza a mistake. So the account, if the company name is AkaMbongo Foundation, so the bank account, it can't be the account number kaThamsanqa Mbongo, because I did not apply as an individual. I applied as an organization. And most people, even the leaders in the sector in the past, they have applied with their PDY and want to insert a document, ID number, because what in a PDY, I'm an individual, it does not work like that. You will be automatically disqualified. Obviously, with the bank, it will come with a branch code and an account number, and this letter must be within 3 months. We understand, but ignore that 3 months. If it means Uguti, I'm applying today, let me get the letter of today, so that NAC problems. It has happened in the MGE. We understand about delay is and all. Be on the safe side. I encourage you to go and generate the letter as soon as possible now and add. And then another thing that they ask is 2 reference letters of reference. This one, President, I want to emphasize, Kakur. A lot of artists do a mistake. As artists, we need to learn, Uguti. When you're asking people a reference letter, you should send them a formal email. A formal email that will tell them, Uguti, Yabo, can you please write a reference letter for me? I'm doing this project. The name of the project is this. The purpose of the project, we understand that I want to achieve. Obviously, I also sonke scope about the project that you want to do, so that the person that write a reference letter for you, they know what they are going to write. If I'm writing, like for example, I always ask SAACYF, because Ulita Romeo, especially when I apply for capacity building, because Ulita Romeo knows my involvement when it comes to capacity building. So the reference letter that I expect from Ulita Romeo, you understand, a capacity building, it's totally different from a reference letter that I can ask someone in the theater world. It's totally different from the reference letter that I can ask if I were to do a music festival. You understand? we make a mistake as practitioners and make ukuthi a reference letter as long as and a reference letter, that's it. I penally up. We understand the person that writes a reference letter must also speak to what you are applying for to show ukuthi yes, uThami unazo i-capacity, experience and knowledge of running capacity building, because we have worked with Thami on this project and on this project. If I'm applying for a festival, someone that writes a reference letter, they must say, ukuthi, I've got the skills and experience of running a festival. If I'm applying for a theater production, there was someone, they must speak to that. So our reference letter all the time, but then the blank approach, you understand? So it's important, even they say they need to validate your work. We understand an involvement in this area that you are working on. And another thing, they ask you for a detailed budget. Obviously, in the actual application that the president will go on section C, there is a budget terms. Other people, they make a mistake of not matching the detailed budget with the one that they do on section 5. So you insert the full budget. Like I will give a typical example. A lot of us were disqualified in MGE because they were saying you did not specify the number of jobs, right? A lot of people have many little later. So in PESP, they are very, we understand, about too concerned about how many numbers. So you can't just say in your detailed proposal, Uguti actors, specify how many actors that you are going to get. We understand that because it goes to that number of jobs. I will make a typical example. If I'm doing a festival with 10 writers, and then I'm going to call again 10 directors to come and direct those shows, and then each production is going to have 5 actors, and then I summarize that number. Each show will have a stage manager. We understand in the breakdown, I also break down Uguti, how many people, so that at the end they see Uguti, oh, this project is going to generate 70 job opportunities or 40, and you need to do that in the detailed budget. And then they also want for the organization, obviously, a copy of organization certificate to show Uguti your organization is registered. And those that are doing the capacity building, because that one is also tricky because they are asking for a manual. We have a manual is sort of like what is it that you are going to do, a detail. If I'm doing an intellectual property or copyright or something, amendment, you know, let me break it down with how am I going to do the program. If I'm doing acting workshop, it's not enough to say I'm doing acting workshop. What in acting workshop? We're going to cover characterization. We're going to cover story building and give them the sense so that the person can see. When they look at your workshop manual, they look at your CV, they look at the previous work, but this person, it makes sense. They know exactly what they are doing. And your manual can't be just a small summary. You are not giving the adjudicator or someone to get an understanding what is it that they want to do. They also want CVs of the facilitators. Same applies with what I said before. I can't just, I'm doing a festival, a capacity building, but in the CVs, I'm just putting CVs of actors without experience of having the capacity building. It does not match. We understand. Please make sure in the capacity building, you will put people that you know, even in their CV, it speak on their experience when it comes to capacity building. If I'm doing a festival, people that we understand, if I'm putting adjudicators, we understand, so be clear on what you insert. You don't just put in J. Abanye in the past have succeeded, Bawina, Abanye, and Yazi. And then lastly, they also ask Uguti, you must specify, if you're doing a workshop, specify the number of people that you are going to train. We understand it's needed. Some people, they make it easy by making sure as part of that manual, all that information is there. And please make it clear so that umdafunda angazuti, but your application was nice, but you did not mention how many people that you were going to train. And then for those who are applying for theater, they will say attach a synopsis for a theater, and then for a literature, a creative writing project, you understand, which is totally different. I work in the theater. There are people that are still struggling to develop a synopsis. That's the reality. It's not a lie. You understand that? Please make sure a synopsis is not like a summary. A summary is totally different from a synopsis. It's not an outline. In the film, it's a totally different language. Please get someone that understands the language so that it becomes a synopsis of the play. In the past, you will remember they used to ask you, you can insert the full script. I'm glad that they've went that, because in terms of ukuba umsebenzi wabantu, it's easy, but with the synopsis, it's really reasonable. We understand. And lastly, President, before I hand over to you, they specify in that document, there are 2 new editions in this page. We understand. There is a place where you can insert audio or video of your previous work. And I want to make a suggestion to those that will apply. If it means put together as actors, like for example, you've got a show reel, right? When people want to employ you, be acting or agents or producers, you can send them a show reel. A show reel shows case or go to the different productions that you've worked with. Yeah, but if it means, yeah, but I'm in the capacity building, I've got numbers of different videos of the previous work that I'm doing. Let me do that, you understand? Upload it on YouTube or somewhere, and then make that link available. If you've got pictures, do pictures, make a nice video, you understand, a collage of your work, and then go YouTube and put that link, because it will give you more chances, because they will see you really know what you are talking about. And then the second thing that they have specified when you upload, please ensure that the documents you upload are clear, especially the scanned ones. I know it myself, because in the past, I used to go to the internet cafe and scan, but the ID, you can't even see when it was certified. It is our own mistake. We understand. Uguti, we need to check to make sure. Uguti, I know a lot of artists, our scanner is in the phone, and then it does not read that well. So make sure, Uguti, you are safe. If it means, Uguti, uskenelwe, so that banga disqualify just because it was not clear. We understand, I'd rather be on the safe side. PESP, as the president was saying, if you apply for 70 jobs, it's up to 800,000 that you can apply. If you apply to create for 40 jobs, you can apply up until 500,000. But if you don't want to specify, because we understand that you don't know, you can apply up until 300,000. Please know your experience, know your knowledge, and if we are feel ukuthi mna ndisafika or ndiyaqala ukwenza ndifuna nje 150, it's fine. It does not mean ukuthi you must push and get 300. Based on your experience, based on what you've submitted on your documents. Like, for example, earlier on, I was saying this new company that I've applied with, it was declined, because I thought myself, let me not apply by my foundation because I've been applying. Let me apply with something. Maybe this if I applied with the company that already have a track record, it was going to be better. I don't know. We understand. So maybe as this new company, I should have started smaller and getting bigger. I don't know. So in closing, as much as president, we are saying compliance, it's important. Not as artists, we need to equip ourselves so that later on, when we challenge the system to say, you've declined me because you said I did not, you understand, you have that proof, because you can appeal. And you are right when you were saying in one of the group, those who feel Uguti, they are disqualified just in G, they must immediately, before that even process start, of adjudication, so that babe right. From my side, President, I think I wanted to come to this session and just deal with compliance and the Habulise. It does not mean what I'm saying it's 100%. It's just an experience because now I'm one of the people that apply, but I'm hoping this kind of information will strengthen those Yavasana apply. We all don't know what is the winning formula. Sometimes you apply, you get. Sometimes you don't, you apply, you are not getting. Even us, with the experience that we have of the proposal, I've assisted people around maybe 9. Yeah, but out of 9, only 2 of them have received a declining letter. Must I be demotivated? No. But I'm interested to find out what is it, so that the projects that were disqualified, if I can get a reason to say, in terms of compliance, you did not, I can assist them to reapply with PESP. It's not end of the world. There are things politically or strategically that we will fight with them, with an NAC to say, come on board, be aware of A and B. But this platform tonight, it's not that one. This one is about how do we assist many artists to receive funding. Ndiyabulela kakhulu President for the platform. Ndiyabulela kakhulu kwi-SAACYF Gauteng for that platform. I encourage many artists to apply. Please seek assistance from others. If I trust President Romeo, before I send my application, maybe compliance, we should have a band that will assist us. But go through a platform. Documents it before we ask, because sometimes with technology, I can upload a document. I'm 100% sure I've uploaded the correct one, or to find out it's a mistake. We do human errors. Get someone that you trust to say, please go through this. Even if industry ajonge athi i-ID yam is it certified before watching, to make sure ungarashi uyifaka. The earlier you do these things, the better. And don't rush to apply. You want to do everything together. Like, as much as I'm experienced, myself, I spend time and say, today I'm only focusing on reference letter. Today I'm uploading. You understand? I'm not rushing to finish section 1, section 2 in one day, because those things I need time to think really through and keep going back to their advert and guidelines and find a way to what language I'm going to use. In that way, you are going to find a winning formula. Good luck to everyone that is applying. Back to you, President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mbongo, for a very comprehensive presentation. I've seen hands, people clapping hands already. No, you dealt with a lot of issues, and I'm happy that you also touched on the issue of the guidelines, so that I don't have to waste, take too long on it, because we need to get into the actual GMS as well. No, but you did a great work, and we appreciate your time and for always being available. And you also challenged me, because the same day the call was out, you wanted the letter. I say, hey, this man is moving. Yeah, so I realized that what Leader Thami is saying is correct, colleagues. You see, colleagues, we are fighting with the system, but there are rules and regulations that are also done to protect all of us, so that things can move smoothly. We all, as artists, we are not, we are more talented, we are more creative. If we are a visual artist, you are good with your drawing, or you are a good dancer, you are a good actor, because these are our work. If you look at it, is more practical than physical. That's why SAACYF always fight for capacity building. So we know the issues of administration, they kill us sometimes, So I remember once put in an application for SAACYF. We helped so many people, their stuff was fine. Then we also received this letter at around this time. At some point, then the only thing we did wrong was to attach one letter of reference. You see, and then unfortunately, there's nothing we could have done, because I was saying what other people are declined are not worth the second chance, So I think for us as artists, let's take issues of compliance very serious. Before you submit your application, Leader Thami is right. This particular time, they did not imagine you are being declined. They have not even evaluated your concept, your idea. It's not nice. Because now you are never given a chance. Mara is because of just maybe 7 things that Leader Thami mentioned in terms of compliance. So we're doing this webinar to fix those things, colleagues. We want to make sure more people now, when they move to PESP, and we don't have time, let's also not complain about the closing date because we're fighting for the funding to come out early. So, colleagues, without any waste of time, I'm going to go quickly through the guideline, and then I'm going to go through a proper application process. You know, look, we've got serious people here we know who are great artists of our time. But you see, that's why we're saying when you are declined, don't just comment on Facebook or WhatsApp. Please go in the GMS and check if these things that Leader Thami was talking about, all of them, they are right. Check the dates in your letters. Check the signatures. I think I want to show colleagues something. This is the letters that we do as SAACYF for the people who ask us for letters, for example. I think this is not the right one. I just want to make sure I attach the right one. This is the kind of a letter that we'll normally do. You see, let's take ourselves serious. When we are acting, and when we are singing, it's beautiful. People like it, we're neat, we're on point. So I have experienced the challenge with artists that they just, when they are doing their own application, they are quick, rush. They just get letters which are not clear. They don't go through. Your letter must be like this. It must have a letterhead. It must have something like to whatever, how you write it's up to you. National Arts Council for date. It must have a date because remember, they must know if it's within 12 months. It must have the subject. So if you're applying as an individual, we will write normally a letter of endorsement for Romeo on what. You see, then we write the content. Then we'll write this is actually something that we did today just for this session. So this Sibukeng Visual Arts Exhibition is a concept we did for this training. So the letter is talking to that concept that I'm going to present on the GMS. Mara, what I want you to see with this letter, it has got the date up there. I just want to find a way to move it across. It has the date. Okay, it's moving. It has the date. It has got the content, which is clear and detailed. And the name of the person there is there who's doing this thing. So this particular letter must be signed. You see, if this letter is submitted like this without a signature, then this letter is going to be disqualified. So this letter needs to be signed. Okay, colleagues, I think I've got a signed letter. I don't want to use a letter that is not signed. Let's try to find the one that is signed. Or let me quickly just sign this one so that we're clear. So these are small things that are disqualifying our people, you see. Yeah, I think this thing is fine now. Yeah. Let me go back there. So those are small things that a lot of our people are being disqualified based on, because we also need to fight for the truth to say some of these things is our own fault that we need to fix ourselves. Yeah, as I was saying, this letter, as you see it must be signed. Because if it's not signed, they're not going to accept it. It must have an address. You see this letter, colleagues, has got an address at the bottom. How you put an address, some they put on the right on top as a letterhead. It must have an address and it must have the contact number and email address. You see, it's also neat, it's clear, information is clear. So that is a letter of reference. Then you get 2 of those. So one thing that Leader Thami mentioned is that the National Arts Council, colleagues, I just want to deal with this now. The National Arts Council, when you apply for funding, there is 2 ways you can apply. No, he mentioned, but he didn't go to this one. There's 2 ways you can apply. You can apply either as an individual, right? Or you can apply either as a company. So I want to show you the difference. What is the difference? You see, this particular sample applications we did, one is for individual, one is for company. In terms of the issues that Leader Thami was mentioning, because I don't want to come back here. This first one is a NAC PESP company test 1. So this one, you're going to need 2 full curriculum CV, one for the main applicant and one for the lead applicant who must be playing a role in your project or a company director. Here you're gonna need those are CVs, right? This year, you're going to need also 2 certified ID copies, which are not, which are within 12 months. The one certified ID copy of the lead applicant and one of the office bearer. These are minor things that people miss. Then this one that Thami dealt with the issue of the example of your work of the organization. Then the proof of the bank account, yes. Then you need 2 reference letters there as well. Then you need the copy of the organization certificate. You're going to need a copy of the organization certificate there. Because we are using an organization to apply. Normally, I encourage people to say, always certify your paperwork, because in South Africa, we always certify documents, you know. Then you are going to need a synopsis if you are doing a theater project. But if you are putting in an application, you are not doing a theater project, just write on a Word document, make it big and say, not a theater project, and attach. Then capacity building, Leader Thami dealt with that, and detailed budget breakdown, which I will show. That is for a company application. Many people like this, but I find this application a bit complex compared to an individual, which is very quick and straightforward. So if you are doing an individual application, which is this one, you will see how many things they need. Very few things, and then you are done. They only need a proof of a bank account, your personal bank account, as Leader Thami said, within 3 months. Then they only need 2 letters of reference, Mara, talking about you as an individual, not your company. Then they need only one, your only ID copy within 12 months. They need your example of work. They need your CV alone. The rest is the same. Synopsis, detailed budget. Can you see it's quicker here? You don't have to get too many things, but people like the other one. So I just wanted to mention those things. Now I'm going to go quickly to the guidelines. I think it's important. Leader Paledi, please remember to add people. Many people is like hanging on this balcony there. We want to go through this process quickly. I hope I did not miss that. All right, yeah. Okay, let me just start by. Okay, 1 minute, colleagues. Yeah, guidelines. All right. So on exit here first. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go quickly through the guidelines. I'm not going to repeat what Leader Thami has mentioned. He has spoken about this to say, when you actually, guys, you cannot apply for funding before going through a guidelines. It's a crisis for failure, because you don't know what the funder wants. The person with the money, they're telling you in their guideline, I want something like this. I want a car which is black, which has got this kind of tires, or I want a chair, or I want a painting of Mang. So guideline job is to just guide you to say, this is what they want, and you don't have to, as much as you love yourself or you love your concept, just give people what they want, then you are fine. And here they're telling you, if you want to do things like indigenous programs, as Leader Thami said, and the intellectual property, those things, those ones that they emphasize means they are more important. They are things that they're actually looking for, you know. So who can apply for this funding, as I was talking about? It's individual and organization, you know. So let's say you are an individual, you can be a group of dancers, but you can't all apply. Okay, you can all apply for different projects, but you can still apply for a group of 15 dancers, but you being the main applicant, you know. So the applicants must be a South African citizen. So I see something different here this year, because they are also saying permanent residents and refugees. I don't think these were there in the past. But now they also accept that. So the project can be implemented. Your project can be implemented in South Africa, or you are doing a tour, Botswana, a border, and so on and so on. So here, if you are working for government, you can apply. You can only apply if you are practicing full time. So I just want to move forward here. So also, there are people who are working on those projects that the stipends, the government, public expanded project, public expanded public work program, EPWP, community work program, internships, learnerships. Those people can apply as well. So if you want to apply with the company, colleagues, they explain here, you can apply from, it must be registered. It must be an NPC a P2I Ltd, which is actually registered. Mara, here is where you're going to have a lead applicants who must be a South African. You can apply here if you don't have a South African person. So the same process, project can be applied locally and outside. Application organization led by individual working for government department that can apply as well. The same thing there. We're going to move fast here. So these are the disciplines that Thami spoke about them. You can apply for craft, dance, literature, multidiscipline, music, theater, including musical theater. I find the NAC guidelines more explaining because they also break it down. Because let's say, for example, you are the type of projects. They say applicants are encouraged to apply for all type of arts and culture projects, such as creation. As long as you're an artist, you can apply for everything. They make sure music concert, teachings, you can read for yourself. That Thami dealt with them as well. For the sake of time, I want to make sure by 2 hours we're done. So how do you get assessed? You are going to be assessed based on artistic merit and innovation. So we can all do a visual arts project, but how does my visual arts project be? Okay, I once went to Northern Cape when we were doing the SAACYF NAC help desk. Then there was a lady who was a visual artist who's doing visual arts. Then she was asking me, what can I apply for? I've never applied for funding. I said, you can apply for Northern Cape mural, something like that. Then she created a concept around that, the one that we discussed in the workshop, and she was funded about 500,000. I was surprised where she was asking me to help her with the sending in revision and what. But ever since she got money, she disappeared. You know, artists, they always disappear. So it's fine. But also, you see the problem with artists. We're going to help you with these things now. Or when you are funded, you want to know how to send the revision and what they require. Then when you get money, you don't say anything, you disappear, right? You think we're going to ask for money. No, but we won't ask for money because we just ask you to hire us to do some work. We won't do it for free if a person is funded. But now, when you finish the money, you finish the project, your staff is not telling, you're going to call us back. Yo, I'm stuck here. They can't approve my report. You see, so those things are things that you must fix. So the artistic merit is that you make sure your project is unique, colleagues. We can all dance, we can all do music program. Why is your music training program unique? For example, government is supporting a lot of programs of women, programs of rural areas, townships, programs of hostels, you see. So you can all do the same program like the festival that is happening in your locality. So look into those things and make sure your proposal show how it's going to increase access to market. For example, if I'm doing a project in my village where there's no arts program, I'm going to be creating platform for people there to enjoy arts and culture program. And how will it do audience development? You must show they want to do that, and community reach and this economic spin-off, because you know projects, they bring economic value, employ people locally, you buy from the local vendors and so on. So this particular 2.3 is important. It must be part of your proposal or write-up. You see, it must show your proposal that how does what's the ability of your project to transform the sector through increased employment. Show how will this project will increase employment in the locality you are doing, more particularly for vulnerable groups and indigenous and marginalized art forms. It means that you can create an indigenous dance program in an area where we know, like those old people, they dance there in the community for free, but you create a program for them where they get paid for that job. So you must show how this project is also creating jobs. How does it focus on youth, women, and vulnerable groups? Which is also very important. So the sector experience is important, but the concept itself is more important. And your budget, as Leader Thami said, must be within those categories. So these are the projects that are not funded. You must read about these ones. You know, purchasing books, interior, whatever design, purchasing equipment. But you must find your way around some of these things through work, you know. So these budgets Leader Thami spoke about. So it means now, when you are doing your budget breakdown, you must also show on your detailed budget. Remember, in the NAC portal, you've got two budgets. You've got the budget that you must do for the portal, because the portal wants a total budget. Let's say if I'm saying I'm going to employ 5 facilitators at the budget of 5,000 each. I'm not going to put 5,000 in the pot. I'm going to put 25,000, which is 5 times 5. Yeah, then you choose yourself. You are not limited to say you can't do major project. But if you are starting, like Thami said, you want to do a small project, just apply for something that you can do. Mara will show you how do you show these things in your budget. Just show the jobs and everything. Don't give them a reason to decline you, so that when you challenge them, you've got a place to challenge them. Yeah. So this one, fortunately, the leader has dealt with that. You see, we're moving fast. Okay, so if you are going to do your report, what happens after you're funded? Then you want to do your report. They're saying if you're funded up to 350,000, you only need project income and expenditure report, which you can do yourself to say, okay, I was given 300. Okay, obviously they won't give you the total amount. I was given 250 to do my project. I spent my whole 250. This is the expenditure that I bought. I paid these people and so on and so on. But when you are paid 351 to 800, they're gonna need financial statements signed off by the accountant. Meaning, when you do your budget, you must allocate the money for the financial for the accountants. Accounting fee at least between 15 to 20,000, because some accountants are cheaper, some are expensive, depending on where you are. Normally, the accountants, you can have a relationship with them. They can help you from all compliance that they need, tax clearance and so on, because they're gonna need these things. So this is the closing date, colleagues, 9 October at 8:11. Please, can people who are attending this platform not even touch the GMS on the 9th of October? We are here. Our Facebook pages are there. You know, you have us on WhatsApp. When you are stuck, talk to us. In fact, we're working on creating some help desk to see how best we address some of the challenges. So I read this general information is very useful. Can everybody go through this, please? Because I'm not gonna go through it. We're chasing time now. You know, so all your projects must be concluded by the 31st of March. So when we said we want people to get money by December, we're not saying people must just chow money for Christmas. No, start your processes in Christmas. You can get paid for build-up programs, you can be paid for planning and so on. But I always say to people, when you get money for project, do your project and finish, so that this is difficult. This festive and January, there's stuff. So you do your project and finish, you get paid, and make sure that you are paid very well, because you never know how much when you're gonna get paid. You find a person is doing a project of 300,000, you are paying yourself 50,000 or 30,000. That's very small. I mean, you are the project manager. You must be paid a lot of money there, because you don't know when you're gonna get funded. But obviously, it must make sense. Or you are paid because you are starting with a project, you are ending with it, and you must make sure that your invoice is clear in terms of what you are being paid for. And then obviously they will tell you that they've got these disclaimers and what. But okay, let's go to the gist of the colleagues. Will give you time to ask questions. You can write them down, because we just want to deal with the questions when we finish, and then we are done, because we might ask things that we're going to answer through the presentation. Now we are going to the GMS. All right. Okay. So this is the system. To those who don't know the GMS, the GMS is the system that the NAC uses for this funding. So if you are new, you are going to, okay, let me log out. If you are new, when you access the GMS, you're gonna come here, né? And when you come here, you are not gonna click, you're not gonna log in, because you don't have the login details. You are going to click register. When you register, you're gonna register your name, Mamang, whatever. I just wrote that because it's an email we're using for MG. You write your name, then you're gonna have a password. When you finish and you add some few numbers they give you, then when you finish that, they send you an email with these login details. Then you'll be able to come and put them here and log in. So me, I created this during the day when I was doing my practice and preparing for the session. So now I'm going to actually work on I'm going to open a new application. Let's do open a new application. So at the bottom here, where there's an application, it said create a new application. You go there. If you are an individual, you're gonna create on the top, né? If you are an organization, you're gonna create with the organization. I have shown you the differences, and perhaps let's start with the organization, which is a bit complex. I'm gonna click there, and then okay, I'm going to write the name of the project. Remember the one in the reference letter is called Sebokeng Visual Arts Exhibition. And then they say individual or organization. You enter here the name of organization. I'm going to call myself NAC PESP 6. 2. Discipline, my discipline is going to be visual art. Sub-discipline is visual art. If I click register, it's not going to go in, you see? It writes there, before you can register your application, the following fields needs to be completed, meaning download and read the NAC guidelines. I've already read it, so I'm just going to click on it. Then I click register. Then my application is registered. Okay. Because me, I'm likely that then you see, okay, first of all, when I log in here, I can't click, I can't work. You see, I can come here, but I can't type anything because they want me to complete the compliance documents. Any tab here is no longer active at the moment because I have not put the compliance document. They put the compliance document because most people will apply on the last day and the system will crash. This time around, it's not crashing. Because me, this compliance document is not a problem for me. Mara, I know it needs time here. I'm more focused on the content. I'm gonna just come here and attach any document for fun for now so that I can pass the stage. Just attach this PESP, what, because they want to, I'm gonna attach the same thing twice. I just want to pass the stage so that I can deal with the gist of the application. This is not, this is a paperwork that I can get anyway. I attach 2 certified ID copy because this is a company. I attach 2 certified ID copy here. I saw somebody in our MG group complaining, hey, I want to show you how you can pass this. But this is for people who are experienced because sometimes we'll make mistakes. Then I'm going to attach my pictures if you have them. But because at the moment I want to move, I'm going to do that. I'm going to attach the proof of bank account there. I think this is where many people are making mistakes. They are attaching things without verifying, especially because they just attach before they submit, they don't go back and rehearse and check and confirm. So here I also attach 2 letters of reference. So me now will make a mistake because normally I create a folder, I put a folder for everything. You must do that. You make sure your work is neat. You must have a folder of things and check them before you can even submit. Then I come here, certificate, I put 1 document there as well. I just want to move this thing up, Nyana. Okay. Yeah, then and colleagues, help others because if you don't get funded and you help somebody, they get funded, they can employ you. Yeah, you still work. People are greedy, they think it's only going to be the application that succeed. Imagine if you help others, you've got 2, 3 projects working. It means all of you guys are working and more people are working. Then you have, okay, then I'm attaching the detailed budget. Yeah, okay. So by the time by the time I'm coming to the GMS myself, I've already gone through it to look at what they're looking for. Ne? So for now, yeah, I'll have folders for these things and I'll already organize everything so that I just copy and paste. I don't have to waste time here because I copy and so when you are done, you click submit compliance. So I check, okay, I submitted now. Can I click here? You see now I can write my name of organization, NAC PESP 6 2. You see here, guys, this first tab of organization details or personal details, this is, guys, is straightforward. It's about your company name, the registration number, how long the company has been in existence, your tax class. This is information that you have, which we are not going to waste too much time with it. Then you are going to choose your title there. Mr. Mang. You put your initial, you put your gender, you put your race, African. If you are having disability, you write yes or no. Then you put, normally here, if you put the ID, if you put your ID there, if you put your ID, if you put your ID, colleagues, this thing is recording on Facebook. Facebook is even easier because Zoom gonna have to attach to upload as well. You put your ID, is gonna automatically put your date. So you're gonna put your address. So let's say you are from Limpopo, like me, for example. You're gonna put the address of Limpopo, yeah, and you put the you put the physical address. You put the two addresses here. Normally, we are using physical address. Post office are no longer working. It's your house number, whatever. But you put them. You put the province. Yeah, but what are the main objective of your organization? You're right. If you are into dance, exactly what Thami was saying. You're right, Uri. Like for example, SAACYF is a youth organization. SAACYF is an organization that is focused on youth development and focused on job creation and also issues of skills development and what. And our objective is to advocate for the artist. Our objective is to create job opportunities for artists. Our objective is to skill arts and artists in various subsectors, whatever it is. So these are just the objectives of your organization. So you see, when I was talking about the individual and company, here they need more things than that other side. You will see the other side, they don't need a lot. Here they need objectives, that side they don't need objective. Here they need position, office bearers. You're gonna write a minimum of 3 to 4. Here I can say artistic director, our name, contact number. I think they also need an ID number there. Okay, yeah, up contact number there. You add, you see here they've got 4 tabs. You're gonna add for artistic director, finance officer, management, and project manager. Let's say in your company you are alone. These are people that are gonna be working with you in the project. You can add other people there. It's not a problem. You can't be disqualified. So employment breakdown. If depending on the amount of money you're applying for, you're gonna make sure here you are gonna put full time. Full time is you and your guys. Then you put the race. You put the race there. Number of people, maybe 5 who are working full time in the project. Those who are having disability, you write 2 or 3. Then you click add. You click add there. So make sure if you're applying for 800,000, the number of employment here. Not here. Yes, remember, yes, employee breakdown of your organization, not your projects. Then you're gonna add because there must be females as well there, full time. Maybe you've got females 3 or 2. You see, you add them. You can't be just gentleman club, comrades. So yeah, then you are done there for a company. Company won't have a lot because our companies are small. You might have 10 people maybe. But here, employee breakdown of the project. This is where you populate the numbers. What I like here is just numbers. They don't ask you the job titles like the NAVF. Here you're gonna put the numbers. Make sure when you add the 2, there are at least 80 or 70 to apply for 800,000. So here again, they're gonna need organization achievement. Achievement is not a special thing, guys. If you were training, I can write. I've been training young people to dance traditional dance in my community. Here, 2025 outcome to capacity to preserve cultural heritage. You write. I've been training writers with literature writing skills. You write. They just want to know what you've been doing. And most of you as artists, you are always doing capacity building. Even those, if you are doing theater, you've trained young theater practitioners, you are doing rehearsals, all those things. So governance structure here again, you just add those same names. If you don't have any other name, the same names, but you give positions. Your company director, CEO, ID number, they want it here, and contact number. The reference here, because here they need 2 letters of reference. You're gonna write the names of the 2 people who gave you the reference letter. Okay, if I was applying on the individual person, I would have passed here a long time ago. Here they need a lot of things. I think for me, use this one if you really need it because it's just too much things. Or also if you just want to use a company because the NAC does pay whatever amount they have to pay. So for me, what is more important with these applications is this part of the project details. You see, they've actually simplified this thing, the NAC this year, which we upload them because in the past, this portion will be it will need a lot of information. For now, guys, they just need to know the start date of the project and the end date of the project. So depending on them, if it's 1 month, you're gonna write, if it's anything, let's say 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, you're gonna write 1 month. If it's at least more than 31 days, you're gonna write 2 months here. But obviously, the results are coming out on the 1st of December. Your start date must at least be on the 15th because they said they will be paying from the 1st, depending on how and when you as an applicant submit the revision and what they require from you. But they're going to move with speed. The first week of December, people must be having money in their account. Then this is now where you write, briefly explain the project that you are applying for. So many people are not funded because they just write 5 lines. They don't try to write. That's why I'm saying this is where I don't write this thing on the GMS. I'll write them down on a paper nicely and edit them until I'm happy. Then I just come and copy and paste here. So I said I want to do Sebokeng Visual Arts Exhibition. So by this time, I've already written the details of project details, project activities, project budgets. I'm actually done with the application. It's just that it's on a Word document. So what I will do here, if it's me, if I can show you, I want to show you these things if they are, I hope they are open. Let me just check them. What I will do if it's myself, I will actually, 1 minute. I want to just open the right thing. So I've already done all these things that they want. Ne? So I'm just going to go to those things ne, that I've done. I just want to open it now. I want to show you. Okay. What is this? What is happening here? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So me, I'm going to go like out here and say, no, let me copy from what I've written already. So here's the project description that I've written. Okay, no, that's not the one. I just want to make sure I open the right thing, colleagues. Okay. What is happening? This is the one. Yes. All right. Yeah. You see, I'm going to just come here. I've already written this thing. Sebokeng project description. Sebokeng Visual Arts Exhibition is a community-driven cultural initiative that aims to showcase the creativity and innovation of emerging visual artists from Sebokeng and surrounding area. The project has been designed to respond to challenges faced by artists in township and semi-rural contexts where access to galleries, professional networks, and commercial art space is limited. Then you can read blah, blah, and then what. Then I also wrote, why is this project rational? I indicate in South Africa, we've got an extraordinary visual arts talent, yet many artists remain marginalized due to a high cost of exhibiting in these galleries, limited access, and all these things, right? Then I wrote, this will address these challenges. But then the most important thing, sometimes I will add vision of the project and mission. So I know the NAC normally they just want objectives. Then I'm going to write the objectives. The objective of this project is to create market opportunities by linking at least 20 local visual artists with potential buyers, collectors, and institutions. I want to increase the appreciation of local artists by highlighting their creative contribution and educating the public about their significance. I want to foster collaboration, engage youth and families through workshops, interactive demonstration, because normally when you do this exhibition, visual artists will be doing demonstrations where they paint kids with families and so on. And normally we'll do them in the malls because, look, people who go to a mall have got money, have got a capital to spend than when you do an exhibition just in a gallery. And I mean, if you are doing an exhibition in a village, people have got priorities of buying bread, buying food, or buying a painting. They always buy food. So we go to the market where people have this thing. So how am I designing this exhibition? The visual arts exhibition will run across 4 consecutive weekends between January and February 2026. Each venue will host art display for 3 days, Friday to Sunday, allowing maximum exposure. The exhibition will be rotated across 4 community hubs. Artist participation. I need to be clear if Thami is reading, you can understand. 20 emerging and established artists will be selected because you can't just have established, you must mix. Through open call and community networks, they will receive stipends to cover their preparation and participation, which will be in the budget. So I'll also do capacity building because a lot of these artists, they don't know how to price their artwork. That's why a lot of people from overseas, they buy artworks from our people here. They sell them very expensive that side. I've got one friend of mine who's selling a lot of artwork to an UK lady, but at least he's charging some good amount. You see, you show your marketing strategy. Then because MG is about PESP is about job creation, you show them how many jobs you're gonna create. I'm saying I'm not looking for a lot of money. I want 500,000 and I want to create a minimum of 47 jobs. How will I create this job? I'm gonna have 20 visual artists employed to produce, exhibit, and sell the work. I'm gonna have 5 facilitators leading workshops and youth activities. I'm gonna have 4 marketing team members running digital campaigns and audience development, 2 branding and design guys who design my posters and visual artwork. I'm gonna have 5 exhibition logistics staff, securing setup and venue to manage the artwork and also to make sure they are safe. 4 technical crew for sound, because in other malls they do it outside. You can do sound and other installation. Administrative people who run the admin, run salaries, invoices, and so on. Transport, catering, all these things you add. Then impact of the community you show here, or youth will be impacted through exposure to role model and what, and also people living with disability. The NAC is more focused on issues of rural people as well. You write all those things, you know, and you also show them, because you know, or you want to monitor, how you will monitor your project, will monitor like this and that. Then you need to add your impact of the project. You need to add sometimes output and outcome. It depends on you what you want to write. But remember, the GMS will only take colleagues, it will only take what do you call? It's going to take 1,000 words, né? So I'm going to then copy this thing that I've written that side. You see, I'm not going to be stressing about it. I'm just going to copy it and paste it in the GMS. Then I'm going to come back to this. I need to bring the GMS back now. What's happening? I'm going to go back to the GMS. Where is it? Okay, I think I have to open it this side. Sorry, give me 1 minute, colleagues. Yeah, I think we are winning now. I think we are winning. So I'm gonna go back to the GMS, because now I need to attach this, yeah, because I already wrote everything, you see. I just come here, I click and copy and paste. You see, if I can be able to save here, you see, it's even writing 20 words left. It means I'm fine. Then I save, because you must always save so that you are fine. If you don't save, when South Africa, load shedding can damage you. So here they ask, briefly explain if, how, and your project will fulfill any of the following objectives. So artistic merit and innovation. How will your project be different and innovative? Ability to transform the sector. You see, I normally will do all those because my project must be doing both. It must be very innovative and it must also be able to transform the sector. But because I've already written that thing just under my proposal, I said the visual art program will visualize exhibition will demonstrate artistic merit by showcasing the diverse talents of the 20 emerging visual artists, all those things. And the project will contribute to the sector transformation by prioritizing employment and opportunities for youth, women, and people living with disability. It creates 47 direct jobs while building capacity among artists through training and mentorship. Then I copy that thing. Colleagues, don't copy this proposal. And I'm just giving some idea. This can be dance, can be anything. It's not necessarily for this. It can be music, but it's just a way of creating something that can be clear. I add this well, you see, I'm done. So I'm done with these project details. Then I go to project activities. What are these project activities? So now I've already done my part. So I know I have my project activities written somewhere. Now, this is where I'm going to have to copy them because I've written them and I write the timeline. So here they're saying they want project activities, main project activities. If you look at it, where are we? Wait 1 minute. Yeah, they're saying to you, they want, I hope you guys are following me. Can you see this thing or I'm just talking alone?
We can see, President.
Okay, thank you. So they're saying they want project activities. What are project activities? Okay. Even today's an activity towards your application, attending the SAACYF workshop, online workshop, activity 1, meeting plenary activity. Those are activities. Né? So you're going to add them here. And then you add the main activity, the start date and end date. But if you want to be organized, you write them first so that you just copy and paste. So let's try to go to where we wrote those activities. Yeah, Nombula's hand is up. We'll deal with it after this thing, please. We're almost done. So these are my project activities. So project planning and coordination. And I also write the description. Okay, what is this all about? This recruit project teams, finalize venues, and confirm this thing. But this, I can simply just copy this and say, okay, I want to put it in the same, because the tab only allow me one thing. Then I'm going to put it like that to say that's my first project activity. And the date, I'm going to do this from the 15th to the, but these things we can do within a week. We're just using these timelines. Normally, by, it's up to January 15 to 31 December. You can be doing that process. Then we come here. We go to the GMS. You just have to bear with me, because I'm going to move around, because I have to do this double thing. I paste my stuff there. Then I choose the dates. 15 December there. What is happening? 15, let's say 15 to 20, it said to 30 December. Let's just do it the way it is. But though I'm not going to add all of them, I'm just going to add one so that you can see. So you see, we already have that one. Maybe let's add 2. Then let me go to the other one. This is the marketing and promotion of the project, because you can't do project without marketing. It's very important to market your project. I'm trying to do those things as we. I'm trying to attach this thing. Okay, marketing and promotion. At least I won't even attach the other stuff that explain. 1 to 20 December, I'll be marketing this project. Let me go back there. Okay, 1 to 20 December. Yeah, that's project number 2, 1 to 20 December. January, sorry. Yes, you see, then I'm going to copy them until I finish, because I've done them. When I'm done with this, then they're asking me fill in all the person's field, and then click add. These are list the key people who are in the project. You can add 3 people who's gonna be doing marketing, who's gonna be doing whatever other jobs that are gonna be part of the project. You just add 3 people or 4 here. It's a simple thing here. So now they ask you here, which of the following will the project impact on? I normally like people living with disability, because I work with a lot of my guys and with living with disability who are trying to advocate on that space as well. And the rural communities, and then you women and youth. You see, it's up to you. You can choose 3, you can choose 2. Then for this one, I think I chose those 3 for this particular example. But based on what you have ticked, please describe in brief. So you're going to describe how will this project impact these people living with disability. So you'll be giving them a platform. You'll be creating opportunity for rural youth to sell. You'll be creating opportunities for the youth to have to learn and stuff like that. So I just want to get them, because I already prepared them. I want to open it here so that I can just copy it. Yeah. So we're gonna come here and say, these are the ones I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna copy one of them. Okay. I already written what my project will impact on. I wrote the Sibuke Visual Arts XB is designed to create inclusive opportunities that directly benefit youth, people living with disability, and rural communities. I explained there. Then I'm just going to copy what I've written already. Then I go back to the GMS. But if I'm not in Zoom, obviously, I'll move faster because it's just fast. But because here we're demonstrating this thing. And guys, this thing is on our Facebook page. It's easy. You're just gonna find it there. Yeah, you see now I've done that. I've done this. I'm done with these project activities. I'm done with the most important things of the project. Now, yeah, they want the budget. I'm applying for 500,000. So when I'm applying for 500,000, there is a leader Thami did spoke here on the compliance document. They need a detail. They explain detailed budget breakdown. So the detailed budget breakdown is not the same as the budget that you're gonna attach here. So me, I already worked on my detailed budget breakdown, which I'll show you, right? That I'm gonna attach there where leader Thami was speaking about. I'm just trying to check it here. Yeah, this is my detailed budget breakdown. Where's this thing? This thing disappeared now. Okay, this is my detailed budget breakdown. That for that project, which I'm gonna go through now. You must see that is neat, this budget breakdown. So I'm saying to Thami who's evaluating this, or leader lady to say who's a visual artist, would say visual here actually I need to add visual artist fees. Stipends for 20 exhibition artists, 7,500 each for exhibition preparation, installation, and showcase. Unit cost 7,500, quantity 20, total cost is 150,000. Jobs created is 20. This is where I was talking about when you do a budget, a detailed budget, show the kind of jobs you're gonna create per item. I said facilitators, like I said, I've got 5 facilitators and I'm creating 5 jobs. And I'm going to pay them 12,000 each, right? But this will change with time. Marketing and promotion. Here is flyers, posters, and adverts. Here you're gonna have marketing teams. You see, it's 5,000 times 4. Then when you look at the jobs here, you're probably gonna have more than 4 because here's just jobs for marketing team. You're gonna have probably, if you add adverts and promoters, social media influencers, you can have about 6 or 7 jobs here. Then branding material, here you're gonna have a designer and the ones who are dealing with production. So you're gonna have 2 jobs there. I wrote them. This is my detailed budget. Technical crew, I'm giving 10,000 each. I'm gonna have 4. Mara, remember this budget changes, guys. Normally, once you are actually gonna negotiate when you get the money because they won't give you what you want. Coordinators and administration, I'm gonna have 2 admin assistants and I'm gonna have a project manager. Project manager will be paid that amount of money, but I will not put this is too small. So I'm just giving an example. Then you've got 3 jobs there. Then transport, you've got to have 2 drivers, you pay them that much. Then also reporting is a process because you need to collect data. You must have people who are taking footage, cameramen, visual people. You probably have 4 jobs here, but I think I can have about 50 jobs if I want. Then this is the detailed budget. Then I'm going to take this detailed budget. This detailed budget, I'm going to come back here now to the compliance and put the actual detailed budget because I have it now. I come here to compliance, I say I put my detailed budget. I delete this thing that I was helping myself to move forward. Then I'm going to put this detailed budget that I have. Where is the detailed budget? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the one I did. Then I say upload. Then I've uploaded, I've done my detailed budget. Then now, okay, I want to put the PESP budget. This is where I was actually. I just want to show you the detailed budget. So you see, the PESP budget needs an item only and the project amount and the requested amount. Actually, the amount that we request in project amount is the same. So my PESP budget is the same detailed budget, but I just removed too many things that I've written because now I can't put all of them in the GMS. What is important is that the detailed budget must have item, unit cost, quantity, unit cost, quantity, unit cost, total cost. Then you are done. So my proposed detailed budget is this one. GMS budget. Now I call this one a GMS budget because this is what I'm going to put on the GMS. You see, you want to see it's very small. Can you see how tiny this one is? Because it doesn't have to be too much. I'm going to copy here and say, I can say visual artist fee. Ne? Okay, this one doesn't want me to write. I'm going to write on the other side. Visual artist fee is 150,000. I always put the total budget here. Then I'm going to go here. I'm only going to put one item because now I think everybody's following what I'm talking about. Then I'm going to come here. Let me bring it on the Zoom. Then I'm going to come here and say, okay, what happened? Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, I'm going to come here and add my visual artist fees, exhibition fees. It must be clear. Exhibition fees, or I add the way it's written there. Then I say 150,000. 150,000. Okay. Then I come here, click save. Then I'm going to add all this budget of the GMS until I reach the last portion. Let me just check. Until I reach, I'm going to then add facilitators and trainers 60, exhibition logistics 80, marketing and promotion 70, branding, technical crew, coordination and administration, reporting and monitoring 20, up to 520. Then when you are done with this process, you click save. The GMS automatically itself, it actually do what we call, it actually saved, ne? It actually saves this thing, and then it's going to give you the total budget, the same one as the one you have. Then when you do that, you click save. Then let's say now if I want to, before you submit, you click, okay, Mara, let's start with the compliance. Actually, after you have done this thing that I was showing you, because you do not put the right documents, ne? To be safe, you must delete a couple of these things or all of them. The system won't shut it out. You just remove them because you see now, if you don't delete them, we're going to go there and click save. And then you click validate. And then it says you are ready to submit. You realize, yo, I submitted the wrong things. So you must I'm saying those who are not ready with compliance. I'm encouraging everybody to put all the compliance on time. Please, when you start, so that because some people might forget and just submit without checking the compliance. Yeah, then you just click validate. Then it's going to tell you, see, these are all the things that I'm missing. I can't submit until I fill those things. But basically now you are done. You will have filled everything, then you are done. So I think we are done with the GMS, which is the most important thing. Your compliance, as we said, colleagues, is actually, what we know is that the NAC, once you pass compliance, chances of getting fundings are high, as long as you follow what we told you. But once you don't pass compliance, colleagues, it's difficult. Even ourselves, we can't defend this because now, what are we saying? Because we are the ones who are saying, do the right thing. And when these people are doing the right thing, they're finding mistakes. We still fighting with them. We now look like we don't know what we want. So let's encourage doing the right things. We all get declined at this stage. Mara, don't just take the email or the decline. They're working under pressure. There's a possibility of errors. At least now you have a chance to write them an email before they go for evaluation.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. We have various videos, state of the art, current affairs on various matters. If you have not subscribed, please do so, as we are planning on revamping the whole channel. Please subscribe, like our videos, share them, and don't forget to press that notification button.
I forgot that there is that other individual thing. Mara, I won't go to the actual proposal. I just want to show the difference, please, quickly, if you can allow me to do that. This will be very quick. I'm only going to do 2 tabs. The rest is the same. So this is the portal for the individual, people who are applying as an individual. Can you see it doesn't need a lot of things? It only needs a bank confirmation letter for you as an individual. And the reference letters, it still needs 2 reference letters. Mara, they must not talk about your company or organization. They must talk about you. And they need a certified copy, only one. That other side, they need 2. Here they need 1, which is just your certified ID copy. The example of the work is the same as the other side. They need example of the work. You must show the work that you have done. Then the CV, here they only need 1 CV for you as an applicant. Following what Leader Thami said, making sure that it's in line with what you're applying for. And it mentions some work you have done. And the same thing for the synopsis. If you are doing a theater, you just do a synopsis for the theater. So for capacity building as well, you will need to draft a manual and other stuff, as Leader Thami said. The digital budget breakdown is the same as the other side. But as I was showing you here, they don't need two things. They need 1. Even this one is even worse. They need very, very few things. You see here, when you put your details, it's the same thing, your names, initial, gender, and all these things, your ID number. Then here they need your address, physical and street address, the same as the other side. But here they need artistic achievements. They need contact details of people who gave you reference. You see now, they don't need those directors. They don't need those many things that they need. They only need achievements. After achievement, they need 2 people who gave you reference. Then you put down the employee breakdown of your project. That's when you must reach your number of the employment that has been done. And then you go, this other stuff is the same. So I thought this is important. Why I always encourage people to do this one, because I feel like this one is easy. It's better. But I think if you need maybe Buma 800, maybe people are scared because sometimes you might not get the big monies when you are an individual.
Life of an artist, bacho xa spices, glorifying drugs as a stage fright cure. You can try this just when you're about to grab your chance of staging. Excitement, you can't think out this industry, or should I say this killer dream, cause you will swear that from the start it was designed to kill artists. Bangakulela when days are bright, as a human being on Instagram, too much pressure, unrealistic expectations. Whoever said that is the perfect is with us, wethembekile, singiza wethembekile, remedies within us, as ikhwemba sipepekile.